He'll bring it back looking for help. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Running back searching for a hole. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Will you please just stay in the pocket? It's so much easier to come get these guys when you know where they are, but great job by the offense. Roll in the pocket, getting the quarterback outside. More time now, can run the football or take shots down the field.
And the Bulls line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Looking to move the chains, they throw it complete to the left. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, it's Winfield. Using his legs to buy some time. Fires to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
That is not good news for this offense, guys. I mean, the defense only brought 3 on that play. They were still able to get after the quarterback. This O-line has got to play better.
Stepping to the right. He throws it back to the left, a risky ball.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Complete to start this drive. Shows him the stiff arm. Out to the 32-yard line before he goes out of bounds, and that's the way to give a little start to the drive. With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. He's got it on the right.
Man coverage, when they get up in your face and they make things hard, you want to be able to attack the whole field and get them leaning one direction and then break outside like you did there. Nice out-route connection, nice chemistry between quarterback and wide receiver.
Snap it to the back. Fouls through the defense. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. And the Canes are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. A quick completion to the left, looking for the 1st down. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. Here's the pressure. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
And you don't usually say that very often, the strong safety with the sack. Usually a guy you spin down in the box, but you could tell he knew what was going on, diagnosed the play, saw he had an opportunity to go get that quarterback, and he went and got it.
Quarterback may change this route. Wants to fire on second down. Here comes the heat. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
And I'm really impressed with the start by this defense, like getting to the quarterback early and often. First drive, already have 2 sacks. That's a good sign for this defense.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Canes will call on their punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Fair catch is made. They'll spot it at the 7, and a long way to go for this offense. Let's see what they can get going on this drive as they snap it from the 7. Leaves it with the back. Slams his way forward. He'll get 3 out to the 11.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
To the air on second down. He's got the back in the middle. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. Looking for a gap. It's Bush. Runs through the tackle. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
The Bulls will go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab past the marker. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And the Bulls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to throw, it's Winfield. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Fires to the big fella. Breaks into the open. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. Some really tough running there gets him to the 45-yard line.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time, it's a screen throw, and he had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Play number 9 on this drive. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. Let's see what they've got on second down. Hand off from the shotgun. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The Bulls come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Catch in the middle, it's Barres. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Oh, they're after him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
To the air, it's Winfield. Turns it loose. Intercepted deep in his own end. The return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel on the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
They'll go with a direct snap. And it's on the ground. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. And the Canes with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Direct snap. Finds a little space. Crosses the 45. Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking downfield, and time is running short. He unleashes a long one. Snags it on the right. He's stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11.
It's a scoreless game, but it feels like after that completion, that may finally break. It's been tough sledding for both of these offenses. That time, they had the matchup they wanted. They took the shot. Really nice throw. Maybe that's the play that generates the first points of this game.
Ripping defense. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Hurricane!
Finally, somebody's able to get on the board. This game was sending offensive football back to the 1930s. Great job of executing. I know this is a defensive stalemate. I don't know how many points we're going to see in the second half. Guys, that touchdown, that might be all they need based on what we've seen here in the first half.
And they tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Returner will field it and try to get some field position. Makes a move. Got a little room. There he goes. Open it up. He will score. Touchdown, USF. He is a field-flipping machine. Take it on one end, return it to the other.
And now you get to celebrate. What a beautiful job. We always talk about defense. We always talk about offense. But, man, when your special teams come through for you and score, it is huge, and it provides such a boost for the crowd.
And he added the extra point. So that one will put his name in the record books. You can't have a longer return in college football. 100 yards for 6. Fielded in the end zone. It's Harbor. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. And the Bulls will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He gets a block. He's got it out. Dynamic on kick returns, and that one puts his offense in business. Unloads quickly. And good coverage by the defense, just a short game.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, oh, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on, and I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. Snagged in the middle. It's Harbor. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, miss the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
The Hurricanes can really attack on this second and short. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Miami.
And the Hurricanes with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Snap it to the back. Finding open areas. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, it's so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Reads it, fires complete. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Making side adjustments here. He's got it. Runs through a tackle. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off-season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
When you've got a weapon this good at tight end, the quarterback, you've got to look his way, especially in this area of the field. Because remember, it's the red zone where these windows are so small. Nice job getting the completion and picking up the first.
And the Canes trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Quarterback sneaks ahead. Touchdown, Miami! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On design runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
And he tacks on the extra point. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. On the run from inside his own 5. He's got great speed. Oh, what vision. Can they catch him? Just barely able to keep him from housing it on that one. What a nice return. This dude is absolute electricity when he gets the ball in his hand. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
In football, you hear the term crook but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Oh, they dial up on second and a long way to go. To the air, it's Winfield. He finds a soft spot in the middle. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
And we haven't called his name a lot, and I think this offense, they need to find a way to continue to manufacture touches for the big tight end. And I don't care how you do it. I don't care where you line him up. He's that good, and if I'm this offense, I'm going to find him more often.
Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Ooh, and that's a nice sigh of relief for the defense too, right? There was a broken tackle. The guy made it look like he was going to pick up the first, but because of great effort defensively, they were able to get the stop, and now they're setting up 4th down.
And here they come going for the first down on 4th and 2. We've reached a break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it in the middle, it's Perez. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. So the 4th down call works out for them as they try to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, that play, Reese, is going to give them a lot of confidence. Here they are. They're trying to scrape and claw themselves back into this one and take the lead. They needed that play.
He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. This Hurricane defense has been an impenetrable wall all day, not moving an inch against these guys.
And it's a complete effort, Reese. It's the front. It's the defensive line owning the work up front.
Touchdown Bulls. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Harbor. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels. Because
Turning it on! And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
this offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now, and they're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays earlier in this game, but now in the fourth quarter, it's about force-feeding him, getting some push up front, and just icing this thing.
Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. Extending the play. Got his man downfield. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
Man, it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. The Canes have it with a 1st and 10. They'll go with a direct snap. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And if they're going to run the football late in the game in this situation, not that close to scoring zone, they've got to take a timeout here. You've got to make sure you save as much time as possible and communicate with your quarterback.
The give from the gun. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And this offense has got to get somewhere, right? That's a couple plays in a row. Like, the clock is their biggest enemy. So we got to find a way to manufacture, push the ball down the field, make something happen with that clock running out.
They'd love to make this kick easier by picking up a few on 3rd down. It's 56 yards out from here. Direct snap. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a 1st at the 32. And the Canes pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Snap it to the back. Oh, better look out. And you got to get Hatch around this dude. He finds the crease. He's down to the 27. The Hurricanes can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll go with a direct snap. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Defense gets the timeout called. 20 seconds left on the clock. Direct snap. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The defense will use a timeout here. There are 16 seconds left to play. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Just drives it between the uprights. And the sideline celebration is on as they've taken the lead in the final minute.
It is a nerve-wracking feeling as a football player when the game comes down to your kicker. And he has to come through, and Palmer, he comes through with flying colors.
And you know in college football, no field goal is automatic. But there's no college kicker situation here. He drills that right through the uprights. And, David, it looks like his team's getting the dub.
They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Looking for a man. It's Winfield. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Back to throw, and he's got to do it here late. He's taking the deep shot. Ball is incomplete. Falls to the turf, and that's going to do it. And it went right down to the final play. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence, you know